Well, thanks for clicking your way back to the good old Southern IA. Today we are going to try and burn CRP. So what this stuff is called CRP, and what this mixture is CP42. It's kind of, my dad refers to it as the birds and the bees. Grasses and flowers and pollinators and stuff like that. Every so often you have to do mid-management stuff or whatever, and this is a burn. If you guys are subscribers to the channel, you would have seen that we've been building a rig to control these burns as kind of our water source versus just using backpack sprayers. It's somewhat taken off here today. It's a little bit greener than it probably should be for trying to get this stuff burning, but we're gonna give it a go. But currently, it got cold last night and this fire rig is iced up. Yep. It trashed the pump. Ow! Probably it had ice in it, kicked the PTO on, destroyed it. So I got another one of those pumps, I'll go get it. Quite a bit bigger. Son of a gun, hopefully the fittings are all the same. Well, moment of truth, let's see if we got a bush fixed. Turn the water on. We're good to go. Let's get after those guys, help them out. Now that we're kind of waiting on the back burn here, or waiting for it to burn into the wind, it's probably time to give away a sticker. And like I said, I think I'm going to let Andrew choose this one. Head to the YI title video and find out what your favorite comment is.
There's a lot of good comments, by the way, and I try to go through and read them all and give them a like if I can. But today's comment goes to JB6410. I thought we were the only ones that installed the audio low grease indicator. I'm glad to see other people use it also. That made me laugh.
I mean, if you guys haven't yet, hit that like button. No? Well, I'm just gonna let this fire burn until you do. Come on. We're waiting. Still waiting. There we go. I mean, what other farming channels are bringing you firefighting rigs, tractors, broken stuff, suspense, free stickers, and bad jokes? Doing this? Well, the simple answer is because the government told us to. But their view is that once you burn all this old stuff off, it lets new vegetation grow up, and it really kind of does. I mean, it will green up really darn well here pretty quickly. After this burn, we get a rain that's coming in the next few days, and this will be green. But the government kind of has a mandate here, because CRP is essentially the government renting ground from farmers at a price where they plant this stuff. Now we could talk about this for a second, because people have viewpoints about the government paying farmers for land. And like most government programs, there's upsides and downsides. There are shortfalls and blessings, I guess you could say. The good thing that you can't really doubt about the CRP program is that it takes acres out of production, which as farmers right now, we're doing a really good job that we're actually producing more than we can use, and there's a surplus, which is one of the causes for the depressed markets that we have right now. And I'm not saying lately within the last 3 months, I'm talking the last 4 years. Man, this really takes the excitement out of firefighting.
It was plenty exciting earlier.
Benefit number 2 that it does is that it is really pretty darn good for the wildlife. I mean, wildlife love this. We've seen a regrowth in the pheasant population over the past few years. Unfortunately, the deer population keeps growing too. And there's one of the sticking points with the public. The public views that, man, if the government's paying you to lease your land to grow habitat for wildlife, you could say, shouldn't that be public hunting? And I would say, you know, that's a good viewpoint, because there's actually programs for people where I think that they'll buy the seed and pay for a lot of putting the ground in the CRP, but your ground has to be public hunting. The flip side to that is, look at the way that some people treat parks now. It's like you're then opening up your ground to Joe Schmo and everybody else and his brothers. You're maybe opening up yourself to lawsuit liabilities and always the chance of destruction of property or trashing of property. I would say the next good thing about the CRP program is it gives the soil a chance to rest. So you can put your ground into CRP and it will just let it be for 10 years. So it's really hard to take a side of the CRP program. So I can only speak about the CRP program as a young farmer. And for the most part, I think the CRP program's actually a pretty darn good program. I think it just needs to be refined a bit. One of the issues as a young farmer that we have is getting access to land. And essentially there's this whole deal is in, oh, the average age of a farmer is getting up there. There's going to be opportunities for younger farmers. And I believe that there is going to be, but right now, essentially the government is paying so much money for CRP ground that retiring farmers can go and get a 10-year contract with the government at rates that I couldn't make money at or even break even at renting CRP ground. So it's really, in essence, as a young farmer, I'm in direct competition with the government to have access to ground, and I'm not going to win that one. And I'm not saying that a retiring farmer shouldn't have the option of putting their ground into CRP, but they shouldn't have, in my opinion, this is where I could get in trouble, is as unattractive or more attractive of an offer from the government to basically lock in a rate for 10 years versus the risk of the market of working with farmers. But I should think it may be more like buying like a government bond. Your interest rate or return on your investment is lower, but it's a lot safer versus sticking your money into the market where your return could be greater but more volatile. Essentially, it's exactly the opposite of it. When you're sticking your ground into CRP right now, even though the rates have dropped here recently, you're getting a higher return with a safer investment, essentially. And as a young farmer, that's just kind of my viewpoint. I can't say that I hold anything against anybody that puts anything in the CRP, because I'm not a retiring farmer. I'm not in those shoes, so I can't really speak from that aspect. But if you guys have any interesting comments on the CRP program, throw them down there in the comment section below. And of course, you can win a sticker in this video by it being my favorite comment within the first 24 hours. Let's light something on fire. I'm on fire. We're down to one finger here. As in, we didn't lost fingers. We're just down to one more down bit like this. We call those fingers. They're separated by waterways. We got a little bit of an issue here that the waterway is actually on fire, and we don't want that on fire. So we're just about getting done with this burn. Which is good. This stuff's taking it out of me. It's kind of hard work. So we're gonna actually use the 1-inch hose, I think, to try and get this out, because it's burning pretty good. Strap in. And the last sticker from today we're gonna give away comes from the tile machine getting controlled by laser beams deal. That sticker goes to 6.5 Creedy. He says, you got a killer tile machine with laser beams on its head. No mini me around, just an awesome blue healer. Ha 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 ha. Peace, brother. So, anyways, that goes to you because that day that it was raining and we didn't make a video of it when Austin and I were out there and it was just a miserable day. I don't know how many, I guess you could say, Austin Power puns were put in there, and the laser beam part was brought up multiple times. So, anyways, send me an email and I'll send you a sticker. And like I said, guys, be my favorite comment within the first 24 hours of this video being posted, and we'll pin you and send you a sticker. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it here for the day. Dad and Andrew are over there packing up the fire rig. That worked really pretty darn good. You know, I have absolutely no complaints about that except for freezing last night and destroying a pump. But so I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Hopefully you guys found burning CRP somewhat interesting. It's really kind of a dirty job. So thank you again for hanging out with us down here in southern Iowa, and we'll see you in the next one. Dropping everything now. It goes up there. It's not Longhorns, but it's close, I guess. That's interesting. It looks like it had a tag on it.